I realized I didn't film an intro for this video, so this is days later. I haven't had time to do a lot. I've been really busy lately, so didn't get a lot of footage, but I did get some. We're going to start off here working on the jack shaft, getting that all figured out, and getting the rear end of this little buggy done. Hope y'all enjoy. Alright, so it's pretty noisy in here, and I'm working on making a jack shaft here. So I need to haul out a couple of these sprockets. I got this all in here nice and luckily got it in there centered. Got my air tool in there. Wait for my compressor to fill up and grind that out to 1 inch, and then we'll weld it to the shaft. This was working pretty good, the rotary file, but I'm afraid that stuff's too hard. I don't want to mess it up, so I swapped over to a grinder wheel here, and that seems to be doing pretty good. We're almost there. Alright. Got those all done, turned out nice. Tight fittings. Alright, so I got a jack shaft just kind of temporary tacked in there where I want it. So I gotta figure out how I'm gonna make this thing adjust. I can put it on a plate, make it slide back and forth. I kind of cut this piece of round bar here where the swing arm used to mount on the quad. I was thinking about plating it down to the stock frame and making this thing pivot. And that can adjust the chain. So a couple different ways of doing it. Alright guys, I haven't been filming much, but I have been working. So I want to show you guys what I got. So using a bunch of parts that we obtained from Tao Tao, the stuff they had lying around, I managed to get this thing on its wheels. So these are pieces of a rear swing arm right here that I've cut off. And they don't fit up perfect right now, but I'll just beat them into place because that's how this thing is going to roll. So got that all on there. Got this kind of mocked up, might be moved because the pivot point isn't perfect, so had to use a bunch of wheel adapters and rig up a bunch of stuff. It's not really safe or final, but it's going to get it so I can roll it around. Motor's not mounted, it's just sitting there, just kind of mocked up. It's sitting on some blocks down there and stuff. So today I think I'm going to work on the steering. It has horrendous bump steer, and it's because this rack was just mounted really low. You can see the angle here. It's, you know, so I need to raise this rack up to where it's got an even plane with the A-arms, and that should take care of the bump steer. All the pivot points are good, so I'm going to do that today. Cut some stuff up, start reinforcing the front end a little bit more because this is just tacked on and pretty flimsy. So I'm going to see what I can get done and get back to you guys in a little bit. Alright, so what I did is I cut the old mounts out here and I flipped them upside down, and I'm going to re-weld them back on. Excuse the wind in here, but so I got it all in, just tacked in there obviously. Nothing pretty, nothing special, just get her done. So I had to cut the tie rods down a little bit and the threads to get everything to fit right. It's working good now and has no bump steers, so now we're going to move on to the next thing, which is trying to figure out brakes probably. Fronts on this quad were drum, so I can either have cable driven drums on the front, and a hydraulic disc on the back, and no disc on the back. Because I don't think I'll be able to convert this very easily to disc for no money. So, and that's the whole point of these projects, is to build them for no money. So, see how far we get before we have to put $1 into this thing. But I've been working on these brakes. Kind of got them routed up and around, and made myself a little bracket there. So now I gotta make a bracket that holds these. And come up to here and back to here. And it should work. I don't want to try and figure out how to strengthen this up a little bit. It's kind of just floating in the air there, just welded there. Not much I can weld to back here, so I'm going to have to brace it all forward and to the side with some gussets or something. So try and strengthen this up the best I can and figure out a way to mount the motor up. So in typical me fashion, I haven't been filming again, so just got this all welded up. Some big old fat welds on that thing. So I'm gonna get the jack shaft back on, and now this all welded up. So that's all good. A lot of stuff's hooked up, so we're getting close. All right, guys, here she is. I know I haven't been recording any of this in detail. My phone is basically out of storage. As soon as I get up to Idaho, I'm gonna get a good camera and get all set up for doing more YouTube stuff. I just really don't even have the room to film in here. So once I get the new shop and everything built, it'll be a lot better for doing YouTube stuff. So stick around, guys, and I'll be doing a lot more projects like this. But I'm gonna see if I can get it running. I put a different carb on it. I put a PZ30 on it because I know these things don't run with the 27. And nothing's tight or anything. I'm just gonna see if it'll start and see if it'll go into gear and stuff. This battery is pretty much shot, so hopefully it'll keep it running. Throw that on engine start. So I got all my controls up here. Hiccup. For the most part, it's running. Well, it moves. I figured you're gonna do a burnout, didn't skip the chain or anything. Need a little alignment and stuff. Nothing's really welded completely or bolted completely. I just kind of wanted to get it mocked up first, make sure it was gonna work, and then I'll take it apart and weld everything up. Still need to make a battery box. We need a fuel tank, obviously, because that's not gonna fly. Finish the exhaust. There's a lot of things. It doesn't have any rear brakes yet. The front brakes barely work, so it's got a long ways to go, but it looks pretty cool. Doesn't look bad for a little modified Chinese buggy. Yeah, I guess I have a couple go-karts. How's it going, everybody? Well, today we're gonna take a break from this. I'm gonna go ahead and try and get this thing all knocked out for Dorito and the LuchaCabre. Got a couple roll bar pieces that are missing. He brought over some stainless 120 wall, which will work fine for what we're doing. So we're gonna go ahead and bend that up and get that all welded in, whatever we gotta do. get the seats bolted in, and then just tighten up some bolts and put some cotter pins in. And I think that's about it. So everything's like loose, so we'll get her all figured out, and Dorito can come pick her up. Alright, we got this thing all whooped out. So, seats are all attached, all the cotter pins are in, got our bars done, stainless. So, I think she's ready to go out and get test driven. She needs a gas cap and a battery, and Dorito's going to take care of that. She's ready to rock. Well, she just needs a few more things, gas cap and a new battery. I've already started it, it runs good, so get it back to Dorito, and he can take it out and test drive it, see how it does. So stay tuned and check out Dorito and the LuchaCabre for more on this, and thanks for watching.
So what do you say we take this thing out for a little drive?
I haven't even tried it in gear yet. Let's see.
All right.
Alright, see how this thing goes. It works.
Get it loaded up.